So we are Blaine and Marnie, and we are from Sailing Cameo. We just wanted to come out and do our own unedited version of what's going on and why it's going on. I first want to thank all of our friends and family who have reached out. Obviously, what's going on with our friends Lynette and Brian is not a great situation, but we are trying to do everything we can to help find Lynette.
I also want to thank the people from the Bahamas, the locals who have reached out to us. We know that you didn't ask for this to happen in your island. I mean, coming coming from our time in Puerto Rico, we understand what happens when a national news story takes over. Your island gets inundated, you get scrutinized, and for the people, the locals that have reached out to us and have helped us and are helping find Lynette, we just want to say thank you. We understand how you get treated, and it's not fair. And we appreciate you still reaching out to us every day, daily, giving us updates on things. Um,
Your local knowledge is invaluable. I mean,
I love the Coconut Network, and we just want to say thank you.
the first thing we want to address is why we recorded the conversation with Brian on Monday night. It started out as just a friend talking to a friend about an incident that happened. And quickly we were faced with talking about things and places and locations that we weren't familiar with. So we started on a whiteboard. Everything, we're trying to map out which way things are, but because we've never been there, it was hard for us to follow what Brian was saying and piecing things together so that we could start looking for Lynette and start helping him look at tides and weather and all of those things. So we recorded it just under the premise that we could go back later and try and help piece this together.
We understand we've been in stressful situations before too. We were respecting where Brian was, and having boating knowledge, I wanted to help. Like, I felt helpless that Lynette was missing, and so I was pulling up charts. I was trying to help him. Um, I was trying to help him grid square out the area, identify tides, identify islands, and help search and rescue through him. Um, and that goes to why and when we release this to the public. When Brian could no longer tell his story because he was incarcerated, the local community and local boaters only had what the news put out, and we're going to address that in a minute. But we were sitting on Brian's actual words of what happened. And that's crucial in this time frame of finding our friend Lynette alive. We still believe we can. I know there's people who are going to watch this and say it's too late, blah, blah, blah. But we watched the news just like you did, and we're hearing that it was deep out at sea. We're hearing that, we're hearing the arguments of a lot of things. But why we released it is because Brian was incarcerated. As a lawyer, I know that the first thing he's going to be told is just shut his mouth. That doesn't help find Lynette. So we contacted all of our local community of boaters, and we said, what would you want us to do if it was you in this situation? And unanimously, everybody said, get that information out there.
And we did try to also contact local authorities, and we were not able to reach anybody. So this was the best way on our YouTube channel to upload a large file so that it could get out there and people could hear, his account of what happened and where to be searching for her.
That's the second part of this. If you're finding us for the first time through this, that's because it worked. Sad to say. We put it up on YouTube without commentary, without anything, because we're not monetized on YouTube. This is not a money grab. We are monetized on TikTok. We felt like blending those two together was disingenuous. We do not want to make a penny off of our friend. If you see us in a live trying to talk about locals getting together for search groups or whatnot, or you see anything, we do not want a cent off of our friend missing. And that's what we can't get through enough. That's why we put it up on YouTube, and now it is, you're going to start seeing us on the news.
And part of who we have decided to talk to is based on what kind of questions they're asking. again, we're not here for the drama of it all. We're not here to make money. We're not here to make speculations. We are here to get out as much information as we can to try and find our friend Lynette. So if news agencies come at us with, questions about dinghy keys or past relationship problems or, well, what do you really think? That's not what we're here for. We're here to help do any kind of search that we can, get people together, get the information out there of the account of the night, and try and find where Lynette could be.
Yes, we've had many interactions with the news in our life. It attracts us, I think, sometimes. We have learned very quickly that there are different news, not even agencies. I don't care about the agencies. We're not picking who we talk to based off of if they're aligned left or they're aligned right
No.
or any of that. It's when the reporter calls, it's the questions they ask. If they want to know how to help find Lynette, we are helping. If they want to know about past relationship stuff, we are cutting them off and just shutting them down. We have done two 45-minute interviews with two major news agencies that have amounted to about 16 seconds of airtime. Even that 16 seconds has helped a bit. But it's not the story. So we're not here to litigate Brian or point a finger one way or other. If the information we release helps people identify that there are misrepresentations or falsehoods in Brian's story, fine, then that helps us find Lynette another way. If it can be corroborated because his story is out there and it helps find Lynette, that's fine. When this is all done, this is not about Brian. This is not about us. This is not about anything other than finding Lynette. And every day that goes by that we're focusing on their past or a dinghy key or why weren't they wearing PFDs is another day that Lynette could be hurt or on a sandbar somewhere and nobody's looking because they're too focused on the drama.
Right. And in the Abacos, it is a rather big chain of islands. What did you call it? A
barrier island.
A barrier island. And a lot of those islands are uninhabited. So there's lots of mangroves, there's lots of places that she could be. And if all we are focused on are drama-related things, that's not going to help find her. Being respectful to the people that are there, getting people together and working to, like Blaine said, grid pattern these areas and be like, hey, I already checked this island, let's go check that island. That's what's going to be beneficial, not whether or not there was a court case in 2005.
And this is the worst thing I can say, and I don't want to say it, but the truth of the matter is if you ask why we're doing everything we're doing, is because a week from now, I do not want Lynette found and it be identified that she was alive but died of exposure instead of anything else.
Yep.
Because right now, we're still in a window of possibility. Every year, there is a story that comes out of somebody who makes it. Right? It's beats odds, beats probability. We're still inside that window.
Yes.
All right? But that window shortens if everyone stops looking.
Yep. So if anybody is local, whether it be boaters, people local to the Bahamas, again, we are a ways away, but we are willing to help coordinate in any way we can. If anybody hasn't been able to reach out to the authorities like we weren't, feel free to reach out to us, and we can try and, lead the pack the best that we can.
We spent 4 days emailing, calling, every number we saw on every news agencies, the Bahamas WhatsApp number, the Bahamas authorities, Crime Stoppers, Coast Guard. There are voicemails at the end of this that they're going to go back and say we never they're there. The Crime Stoppers number we called, the lady didn't even know what the Lynette Hooker story was.
Yeah.
If you are in the area and you want to help, go out and search an island, contact us. We'll work together. If you are a local and you've been screwed over by the media before or you're worried about coming forward, let us know. We'll get the information out. But let's not let drama stand in the way of finding Lynette.
And we also have no problem keeping anything that anybody says to us as confidential.
Which sounds
Um,
really stupid since we're releasing an audio recording. But
Right.
if I could sit at the end of this and talk with Brian, and Brian's found innocent, and his wife is found, Brian would clink me the beer and say thank you. I'm sure if he wouldn't, his wife was found, and that's all we care about.
Yep. So again, we just want to say thank you for your understanding and for trying to help in any way that you can. Our main focus is to just find Lynette and where she is and where she could be.
Thank you for your time.